A little while ago, I did a video on replacing the screen in the anycubic Photon S, and you guys left some really good comments. One of them was that there's now a little bit of gap because the new screen is thinner in between the screen and the FEP film. That could give me a resolution and a speed hit. So today I want to find out if that's true. So when we replace the screen, it's a little bit thinner than the old screen. So now there's a gap between it and the FEP film. It's inset a little bit into the printer. That means if the light isn't coming out perfectly straight, but it's coming out at a little bit of an angle, that means that the energy from that light for curing the resin is going over a larger area. If it's over a larger area, we have to cure it for longer, so we're gonna get a speed hit. Also, because it's bigger, that means that we might have less resolution. So those two things may be giving us a problem. Before I go and change the printer though, I wanna do some tests with it to see how it's performing right now. I like the XP2 validation test because I get a good view of the resolution with a really fast print. And then once I kind of hone in and I want to look at it broadly, I like the Tech because it has this cube at the top that kind of shows me if it's going to hold up to some fine printing. Now I'm going to be using this water washable resin. I really like it, and you really do need to do this for whatever resin you use, but I use this like 90% of the time, so I'm going to use that. The method I'm going to use is I'm going to use different half-second exposures, and then I'm going to hone in to 1/10 of a second into what gives me the best resolution. And with the XP2 validation chip, that's going to be where the point in the center is nice and tight. There's an equal number of holes and posts, and then also the bars at the bottom look like they can slide into each other. That's the best resolution. Now after I do that, for me, typically I found that that is the minimum resolution that I can do. And then I'm going to have to go up in resolution until I find where this Tech print does the cube without too much deformation on the bottom. And so for my case in this first print, I find that 3.8 seconds gives me the highest resolution, but I have to jump all the way up to 4.5 second exposure to get the cube not to mess up too much. Now that I have the data that I need for the comparison, it's time to measure for the spacer to lift up that screen. With the build plate out and the resin tank out, I'm just gonna measure with my calipers in the 4 corners. And for me, the deepest part is 0.66 millimeters. So that's the height that I need to make for the spacer. If you want to print a spacer, I'll have a link down in the description, and you just set the Z height to whatever your offset is. And then I will also have it in the full size if you have an FDM printer, also cut in half if you need to print it in 2 pieces with a resin printer. Now that I have the right spacer thickness, I'm going to put double-sided tape on each side of this. Then I can come in and put it into the printer. Then from there, I'll put the screen onto that, which will lift it up. In my case, it's slightly above flush, which is perfectly fine. With the screen raised up, I made sure to re-level the build plate, and then I'm going to repeat all the prints that I did before. With the XP2 validation prints, I started at 4 seconds and moved down until I got a failure at 2-second exposure. From there, I just bumped it up until I got good prints at 2.3. Now, the weird thing is, it didn't matter as I moved down in time. My resolution didn't get any better. It seems like I'm overexposing no matter how long I'm printing for. I don't really know why that's happening. If you know why I see this, let me know down in the comments. This is how my printer acted when I first had it, and so now I'm seeing that again with the screen and the FEP pushed together. After that, I printed with the Tech print, and I moved up in the half-second increments until I got to 3.5 seconds, and the cube looked pretty good. Then I bumped it up a little bit more, and then at 3.8, I'm pretty much getting a perfect cube. So that means that I'm about 0.7 seconds faster in exposure to get that really nice cube. So you definitely do have a time penalty if you have that gap in there. Well, I didn't see that what I would call resolution improvement when the screen was pushed up. There was definitely a speed increase, so I think it's worth having that spacer in there. Thank you guys so much for your comments. It was really awesome to dive into this, and I would have missed it if it wasn't for you. If you do find yourself with a cracked screen, definitely check out the video and fix that up. Thanks so much for watching, and take care.